mix it, I ain't mad she had it, but I'd rather say she passionate. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. I hit you when you were just baiting, so what? You hit me when I was so faded, so what? Said fuck everything cause I'm jaded, so what? I did all this shit and ain't taking no love. That little part of my life fell in love with them drugs. Not taking shit back, I love who I'm becoming. Fuck that shit, shorty, we could be nothing. I'm back when I'm in sorry, copping some dumb shit. Only want 10 out of 10s in the spot. Only want 10 out of 10s where you thought. $250,000, that's on this Richard pocket watch. Still flexing on niggas cause I know they watch. I wouldn't lie to you, yeah. No, I've been tired of you, yeah. You've been too all in my hair. You've been too all in my ear. You crashing out over a tree. I don't even know how to stare. But I don't know what to believe. And I don't even know how to care. No, I wanted you, but that was past tense. Done had a lot of hoes just on my accent. Carry my chopper shorty, she is savage. Got a son for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad she had it. But I'd rather say she passionate. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Check my phone out, a hoe say she miss me. Smoking this gas got me feeling rich. When it comes to a freak, I ain't even picky. Juice off this fit, turn her to a pig. I stay on my twin Mordecai and Rick. You worry about tech, I give a nigga 50. What a broke nigga always got. That's something to say, but none of them niggas with me. Been blocking windows, I feel like I'm Wendy. No, she don't want Louis, she want a new Fendi. Can't open the text in the public no more. Ain't no way to predict like what she gon' send me. I'm not even doing the talking no more. I don't even think that they really gon' get me. I'm not getting rich here, it do not concern me. Cause every day I feel like that really ready. I wouldn't lie to you, yeah. No, I've been tired of you, yeah. You've been too all in my hair. You've been too all in my ear. You crashing out over a tree. I don't even know how to stare. But I don't know what to believe. Yeah, I don't even know how to care. No, I wanted you, but that was past tense. Done had a lot of hoes just on my accent. Carry my chopper shorty, she is savage. Got a son for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad she had it. But I'd rather say she passionate.
Today, we're going to talk about the loaded MLB slate, craft up some winners in the NBA and NHL, and let's cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines.
I feel like we get a Corbin Carroll, Nugenheimer off of something off speed. Can't walk him. Can't get him on the base pass. I think you got to pitch to him. And I don't know if it's going to end well.
That guy sucks, Jose Ferrer. Sure, he can throw 100 miles an hour. He has no idea where it's going.
Zero clue. You gassing up Ferrer, dude.
Zero clue where it's going. That guy, he might as well be pitching with a blindfold on.
And then Ty Jerome, this is where I will gladly take him to be pork. This is his perfect opportunity to shine, and he's been really good at taking these opportunities. So now that he has every single opportunity in the world, where he's going to be pretty much the only starter in the lineup for a majority of the game against this Pacers defense, gladly I will get involved.
Arrest Zach Campbell. Put him behind steel bars. Get this guy out of here. He is a f***ing loser, a scum, a lowlife who makes people's lives around him significantly worse to benefit his. He's a me guy, the textbook definition of a me guy. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 686 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by SeatGeek. If you're going to any games this week, maybe you're going to the Nats game, starting up in 3-4 hours. Buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Use promo code Bookit10. Get a discount off your next purchase. Get involved. All right, the best ticket purchasing app out there by far, SeatGeek. If you guys are not copying your tickets over there, what are you doing? What are you doing? We got Pax Picks coming in, dropping a 5U sub whale. Wow. Sure we can. Flatwoods, we're going to get some squad rides this week. We're going to get you to a game. Okay, Flatwoods? That's our goal this week. Get Flatwoods boots on ground to a game. He can cop his first ever tickets on SeatGeek. Okay, use promo code Bookit10 and get a discount on your tickets. Get involved as Pax Picks comes in and gives out some subbies to the peeps. Let's go, Pax Picks. Atta baby. Sure we can, Pax. Way to get us started. WTMA earlier today as well. Mikey, Joshy getting us up and moving to start the week off right. W subbies coming in during TMA as well from Pax Picks. Pat Burke, Lucky J. You guys are goated. along with Mikey and Joshy, get the week started off right. How do we all have? We all have a good weekend in chat. I want to know how your guys' weekend went. You guys do okay? How'd the bets go? How did life go? Let me know in the chat. Jovan, you as well. Have a good weekend. You chill out.
Yeah,
have a good time.
just a little bit. Can't let it get swept.
Sure.
I think that was the quickest Nats mention in the history of BTL. So
Wow.
under 5-second cashers are just Jeffrey Bezos. It's unbelievable.
Whoever had the alt line there, the alt under. You just
Dude,
cashed
alt
big.
line unders are splooging.
Yes, we will address it. Goots, Canadian Goots. The 5U over squad ride was cake, and I take a lot of blame for that. The line, it was a shitty line at 9.5. I had 9. I pushed, but I know a lot of people didn't, and that's all that matters. Most people didn't, which is ass. I mean that's just quail shit. No other way to put it. So we're going to put more coins in your guys' pockets this week. We're going to go positive on squad rides this week. If we're not in the green, I'm not talking about 500. I'm not talking about 2-2. If we're not in the green by Friday on squad rides, if we're not 3-1 or 4-0, I will do a giveaway on BTL Friday. Okay, let's lock in. Let's hit all of our squad rides this week. Jovan will give ourselves a little bit of a buffer. We'll give ourselves 1L if we need one. Hopefully we don't. Let's go 3-1 and then close the week out strong on a Friday with another W squad ride. We got Dead Larry Bird coming in, dropping a resub. Let's go, Dead Larry Bird. Figured out how to resub or how to subscribe. Hell yeah, brother. We got R3TR coming in hot as well, resubbing 2. Early level 3 hype train. Early. Okay, Nelly now coming in resubbing. Sure we can. This is bringing the vibes up. I was so pissed off about 20 minutes before BTL, getting ready for this steamed crabs. I was getting so angry, man. If there's one thing about me, Jovan, it's that I'm pretty passionate about the stuff I care about. You guys can tell, right, when I care about shit or not, and I certainly do about what we're going to talk about here in a moment. As we get some more bits coming in here from Skeezy Boy, W Skeezy. But let's go ahead and go over the W/L recaps from Friday. Okay, and we'll get those done. And then I can get into the steamed crabs and let out all this anger. Yes, Trent, I believe that's you in chat. Need to get to 3K subbies this week. Don't want it, but literally need it. And right now we are at 2647. We are so close. About 300 subbies away. That's crazy, Jovan. Let's hit that this week. And let's hit more squad rides than Fridays this week, which should not be hard to do. Jovan, hook.
Of Chew.
Hook.
Of Chew. W triple play.
W triple play. W CJ Abrams is just too good and fast. I don't know what to. How can you even get mad?
No.
Well, I can think of 5 reasons why those units.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely could think of 5
besides
reasons.
That. Besides the units, it's hard to get mad. Man. Great other plays this weekend, Krabs. Tailed and crafted a 3-piece. PN Lee's coming in here. Yeah, solid weekend. Solid plays. We're definitely not cooling off. I know the squad ride on Friday, the mini Meg. I know that hurt the vibes. I know that hurt the accounts. I get it. Sucks. Okay, we got hoed. Shit play. We had triple plays. We didn't hit the bets. We had walk-offs, and we could have gone to extra innings. Jovan, we were lucky to even get there at the end, to be completely honest with you, the way that game was going. Ball clearly was not bouncing our way in that game. We were lucky to get 9 runs, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, ball simply not bouncing our way. That's okay, though, guys. I know that one hurt. Okay, we're going to get back to the drawing board, bounce back, and hit some squad rides this week. Do not worry. Okay, let's go ahead and recap the Sharp report from Friday. W Goots as well, who's dialed in today on a Monday. Love to see it, W Goots. 4-1 from me. Jovan, 3-2 from you. Nothing to complain about at all. Dubs? Sure we can.
Shout out UVA. Your favorite team, Krabs?
Well, I'd rather you shout out CJ Abrams. But that's okay. UVA
definitely
came through.
Shout out CJ Abrams. Yeah. I would shout him out more if he wasn't literally Ellie sending that game to or not sending that game to extras by scoring on that crazy walk-off.
Yep.
Brad shit.
W.A. Hearn in the chat. Snacks, I saw you talking in the beginning, and I forgot until right now, but I see you in the chat. I would love to hit an Orioles game with you, bro. I'm going to try to take my Mima to an Orioles game this summer if I can. If I do, I'll let you know the dates. Maybe we can meet up and grab a beer.
Don't give that team any of your money.
I got to take Mima on a fucking game, Goots. It's all she wants. It's all she wants, bro. I got to get her to the game. Even if the team loses 10 more in a row. Has to be done. But yes, the team is quail shit. Goots, I'll give you 20 seconds right now if you need to get anything out. Go ahead. Now's the time. Okay. Kind of figured that was coming. Orioles might actually be the play today, Pax Bix is saying. I kind of agree. And I got in trouble and yelled at in the meeting before this when I brought that up to Goots and Jovan. Deservingly so, and I appreciate you, gents. Keep me in line. No more O's. Let's keep them off to the side as they should be right now. They're in timeout. And they just won 10-0. We got Aloha bets coming in hot with a resub. Sure we can. W Aloha. Appreciate you, Beast. Along with I Solitude coming in with the resub. Hype train achieved, folks. Hype train achieved. Goots, I thought Goots week was going to turn it around for the O's. And even that couldn't get him going. Even Goots week couldn't get the boys to fucking wake up and give a hoot. Hate to see it.
Really hate
to see it. W Big Bubs keeping the hype train afloat. I thought that puppy was toast. Okay, Big Bubs. Okay, Delanzo. Looks like the goats in the chat, Jovan. Look, the vibes are higher than I thought after the 5UL for the squad ride on Friday. The people, they understand what's going on. Most of the bets are hitting. We're turning green. Prize Pick squares are turning green as well. They're keeping the big picture in mind, I guess is my point here, and I appreciate that, and I respect that. W Chat, getting involved with the subbies and keeping the hype train flowing. Guys, would love to get 3K subbies this week. If we get 3K subbies this week, might have to put that BTL 24-hour on the calendar.
Yeah,
what do you think, Jovan?
It's coming up. Rumors are swirling.
What do you think, Jovan? We get 3K subbies this week? Maybe fire that puppy up this weekend?
Yeah, I'd be down.
We got Risings coming in resubbing. Holy smokes. Delanzo, you're goated. Big Bubs, you're goated. Aloha, you're goated. I Solitude, you're goated. Total Slayer, you are so goated. 10 subbies coming in here.
Total
10.
fucking.
Double digits, Jovan. You got to have some confidence, some aura, some mojo, as Austin Powers would say, to come in here, drop 10 subs. You kidding me? Not everybody's walking in here dropping 10 subs.
Unbelievable from Trent.
Yep, and there it is. Trent is so pissed. Trent is in quail shit right now watching the stream. Could not be more pissed. We got Dave Martinez's burner coming in, one of my favorite goats in the chat. I think he's fucking hilarious, his account. What's up, boys? Pub sub Philly was great. Boots on ground, Cats, Bolts, gonna need the plays. Hate to say it for Jovan. I kind of think it's the Panthers today, but curious to hear his thoughts. And good to hear the pub sub Philly was elite. Jovan, great rec as always.
Sure.
Great rec as always. Yep. Any comments about your Bolts tonight against the Panthers?
I mean, we'll get there. I have a feeling the hockey gods might not like what transpired in the last game. A little bit. Usually doesn't pan out well for those teams.
Trent loves the Oilers. I don't. I had the under 6.5 last night, folks. It was looking like a freebie to close out the night, close out a great weekend, Jovan. Next thing you know, Edmonton's pulling their goalie, and they're putting one in the back of the net with 30 seconds left, going to OT and caking my bet. That was quail. But I'll tell you what's not, Jovan. All these subbies coming in left and right. Jesus, man.
A lot of subbies.
You want to shout out some of these goats?
Yeah, we got Spencer Bisk up and moving. Saying let's dial in today. Absolutely need that. We got C Shrek coming in too with a little resub.
Such a goat.
Absolute goat.
Want to also gas up the YouTube chat as well. Want to show them some love, although they're not subbing. Although they better all be subscribed for free on the YouTube. They're not subbing on Twitch right now, I guess is my point. Want to shout out the YouTube goats. Can I get a roll call on the YouTube? Who's active? Who's up and moving over there on YouTube? All right, I want to hear you. I want to drop some W's and some ones in the chat over there on YouTube. We got TNX. We got Brocky Sponge. We got Miguel coming in saying chill on Zach Hampel. He's not too bad. No can do, Miguel. He actually is that bad. He might be Satan himself. Okay? You put that on a graphic. Quote directly from me. I'm not holding back against that guy. Spencer Bisk coming in, dropping a resub. Let's dial in today. Sure we can. And nobody tell Trent we got another 10-unit sub whale coming in hot. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. No way we got Chiote in Twitch timeout. Chiote,
no way.
You must have done something bad. You probably deserved it. I'll say it.
What did you do?
I don't know what it is. What'd you do? Chiote, I don't even want to know. Just do your time, Chiote. You'll be back in a minute. Do your time, Chiote. Unbelievable. YouTube just comes as a abyss at times for the people getting banned on the Twitch. Can't make it up. We got hella goats active in the YouTube chat. Love to see it. And I am seeing you guys in the Twitch as well. You guys are goated. We got a hype train level 7 achieved. Another 14 minutes to level that puppy up. We're at level 8 right now, but a low level 8. We got Aloha coming in, dropping another subby. Aloha, you're him, bro. Appreciate you, Aloha. Giving Pip a subby. W Pip getting blessed up. W Aloha coming in, giving out some subbies to the goats in the chats. Holy smokes. You guys are putting off the steamed crabs that I've been waiting to do all morning with these subbies. I can't even do it yet. And I really want to get this over with because I'm going to get super pissed off and I want to move on. And talk about a lot of winners for today. We've got the Nats game in the afternoon. I mean, oh my God. What a day we're going to have today, Jovan. Are you kidding me?
Truly.
Nats game, 4 p.m. Eastern.
A lot of Nats
total
up
of
and
10.
moving early.
Oh,
Could put you in cat shit for the rest of the night.
They could, or I mean, it's tough for them to make me happier than they have been. I mean, my God. Juan Soto coming into town, taking 2 of 3 to start that series out. Showing so much grit, so much heart. I mean, the Nats, scrappy. Underrated, hardworking, blue collar. All qualities of the Nats. If that's not clear by now, I don't know what is. You got to appreciate it. You got to respect it. I think I saw a DeGen tweet last night saying the Nats are fun and cool, and that brought a smile to my face.
Yeah, they definitely
DeGen,
are.
Nats.
Definitely are.
They're fun and they're cool. We'll find out in a couple weeks, Jovan, or months if they're actually good. But they're fun and they're cool. We know that. Pax Picks coming in with the bits. Big Cheesy coming in with the subby. Cannot let these subbies get swept, Jovan, because they are moving and grooving this hype train more than halfway there. Level 8. Love to see it. W subs, boys. You guys are so goated. James Wood is him, but the Nats are still Moose. Yeah, B. Joe. More needs to be done from the rest of the lineup. I agree, but they're doing enough. They're playing decent ball right now. We'll talk about them in that game, and if we have time, we'll craft up a demon lineup. We got a lot to get to, Jovan.
Yeah, well, we're glazing some teams. Can we talk about the Rays going on the road on a little road stand to Arizona and San Diego and taking 5 of 6, 5 in a row? Just swept the Padres.
Yes, you can.
Goated. Starting to heat up.
Yes, you can.
Back.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and nip this in the butt right now. There will be no barks on the BTL stream. Save those for the night sweats. Just going to go ahead and cut to the chase right there and get that one, get out ahead of it. Okay?
Yeah, can't have that.
There'll be no barks on the stream.
Can't
Save those for the night sweats. But, Jovan, yes, the Rays are on fire, bro. 5 in a row, playing great ball, smacking the baseball around. Shout out the Rays. They deserve to be brought up, to be talked about, to be appreciated and respected. Not just the Nats, who are still sub 500. How about the Rays playing really good ball right now? Yes. Okay. Wish we could say the same about all 3 of our squads. But you know what, Goots? A lot of ball left. 2 words, Goots. A lot of ball left.
Hashtag thank you, Goots.
Thank you, Goots. Goots, you're him. Even if your Orioles stink, you're still him. I know you know it. But sometimes I got to remind you. All right. Gents, can we please get to the steamed crabs here? I want to get this done because I'm about to lose my shit. Can we get it done? Can we rip the Band-Aid off? Are we all good on the recaps? You gents feeling good? Because I'm about to not be feeling too good in about 30 seconds here. Goots, go ahead and run that shit. I'm trying to get pissed. Before I start yapping and getting pissed real quick, I do want to give you guys a shore for all the subbies coming in hot. That was requested in the chat for some reason, a nice long shore. With all the subbies we got today, you guys get it. All right, so we'll start out with some positivity.
We've gotten one of those vintage shores in some time, Krabs.
You know what? They deserve it because they're coming in hot today with some energy. They're coming in with some subbies, some great vibes. Flatwoods fellas coming in with 1,000 bits. Are you kidding me? Wow. Could not tell you what that equates to financially. Don't give a hoot. Doesn't matter to me. Flatwoods fella is a team player. Fucking goated. Flatwoods, you're him. That cannot be cheap. Flatwoods, you're fucking goated, bro. Pax Picks coming in hot with 5 more subbies. I can't even get mad yet. How can I get mad, Jovan, when the people are coming in here giving out subbies?
I can't. You really can't.
No, I can't. You guys are fucking awesome. Another one coming in here, B Young. Another one coming in here. Let's go, B Young. Sure we can. Blessing up R. Klaus in the chat with a subby. Be young. You are goated. We've got a hype chest on the way. Somebody Google and see what that means. We got a hype chest on the way. All right. Unbelievable. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys are goated. Wow. And the hype train. Yep. Trent said it perfectly. The shot was no good from Pax Picks. Refs are ruling it after the buzzer. Yep. And there goes the hype train. Buzzer. That is hysterical, actually. And that's actually quail shit because Pax Picks just gave out 5 subbies last second to keep the hype train alive, and it still disappeared.
Unreal.
Still immaculate vibes in the chat. Can't even get that angry. Immaculate vibes. Danilo coming in with the resub. Skeezy Boy coming in with the resub. You guys are goated.
Trent's so mad right now.
Trent is in urine before the Surge stream today. He's trying to probably prepare, get ready, go sit up in that desk up there, maybe tune in for the end of BTL. He probably can't even do it. He's probably doing fucking laps, pacing around upstairs at the house. So pissed off, all these subbies coming in. Keep them flowing, chat. He says, I never get this many sub whales. Yep. Take notes. All right. YouTube, you guys are good at it as well. What's up, Anthony, in the YouTube? What's up, Beast? Trent's got steam coming out of his ears. Okay. Jovan, I got steam coming out of my ears, too. As Flatwoods comes in, gives out 5 more subbies, steam's gone.
Steam's gone.
Steam's gone.
You're unsteamed.
Steam is gone.
Unsteamed.
Raw crab meat. Not a steamer in sight. Unsteamed crabs. I can't get mad about the Hokies when you guys come in here and give out 5 subbies every 2 seconds. You guys are fucking goated.
This is like the great equalizer to get Krabs.
You guys are
not on
goated.
Hokie talk.
Jovan, if we don't get to a Nats Demon Geyserman craft sesh, or at least a Nats lineup craft sesh, we'll craft one up in the Discord if you got time this afternoon for the peeps. If you're around this afternoon.
Definitely gonna start with some Mets. That's another conversation.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll craft 2.
Yeah.
You guys are so fucking goated in the chat. Danilo coming in hot with the resub. Thank God I caught this in the chat. Jalen Lane. Sure we can. What a pick. I guess we'll start out with some positives here. What a pick from the Commanders, Jalen Lane. We got our new punt returner, bro. Speedster. Surely a rookie punt returner goes well.
That's what we're worried about right now, though, Krabs.
No, it's not. It's not. I'll tell you what I am worried about, Jovan.
Go ahead.
I'm worried about the Hokies football squad. Don't know why. I don't know why I still care or think they should be good. I don't know why I think they should do Yob. Why do I still believe, right? Why do I still think Brent Pry can go out there and coach a football team? I don't know. At this point, it's on me. It's on me, right? NFL draft this weekend. What a draft. Commanders draft was great. We can talk about that too if we have time later, but that's not what this is about. It's not even about Jalen Lane. It's about the Hokies. Okay? You guys see that graphic up there on the screen? You guys see that puppy clear as day? You see some of those logos up there on the screen, Jovan? Besides the Terps. And by the way, the Terps are in the same boat as the Hokies, always have so much talent, and they never win games in college football. It makes no sense. Besides the Terps, Jovan, up here on the boards, and the Hokies, of course. Some really good squads up here, some really good-looking logos, some really good teams. Jovan, what do all these teams have in common? I don't know if you could read those top 3 lines up there for me, but what do all these teams have in common that have the logos up here on the screen?
5 more players drafted on Krabs.
5+ players drafted. I'm starting to get mad. 5+ players drafted in the 2025 NFL draft. The Hokies are up here, along with the majority of the best teams in the country, Jovan. The Hokies are on here. Okay? Not many teams had 5+ players drafted. Unbelievable. The Hokies did, Jovan. Right behind Miami, second in the ACC in most draft picks. Second. And it down there in the ACC too. What a waste. What a waste of talent. What a waste. 5 guys drafted from that quail shit team. It's almost like all those dudes I was shouting out before the season actually just got drafted and went to the NFL. Oh, wait, they didn't. They literally just did right in front of our eyes. Shout out Gooch, shout out Peebles. Jovan, let me tell you some of the names of some of these guys that just got drafted. You got 5 dudes from the Hokies going. You got Tootin going in the 4th round of the Jags. Shout out Nick. You got your running back of the future, the next Adrian Peterson. You got Jalen Lane going to the Commanders, the next Devin Hester, returning kicks and punts back there. You got Dorian Strong going to the Bills in the 6th round. I know he doesn't play the same position, but it gives me Terrell Edmonds vibes, or Tremaine Edmonds vibes. When he went to the Bills, was a captain there, great defensive player there, had the dreads. Just feels like a great fit for Dorian Strong up there in Buffalo. You got Pal Ryland getting drafted. The Eagles can't make it up. He's going to have 10 sacks a year. You got Peebles going to the Ravens. Shout out Goots. You got 5 players on that quail shit team, Jovan, drafted to the NFL. Congratulations, boys. So what goes on in my brain here is I start to think, you got 5, you can barely win more games this season, Jovan, in a crummy ACC than you got players drafted to the NFL. 6 wins this year. And 5 players going to the league. Are you kidding me? But wait, it gets worse. Jovan, let me list off all these players from the Hokies that got signed to NFL squads. You got Steven Gosnell, the wide receiver to the Bills. You got Keontae Jenkins, the linebacker to the Bills. You got Colin Schlee, our backup quarterback. Congratulations, Colin Schlee. Welcome to the district. You are a Washington Commander. Signed. You got Josh Fuga, barely even played. It was a backup role player for the Hokies. Picked up by the Chargers. You got Parker Clemens, a guy who people were calling for his head during the season, worst lineman ever. Well, congratulations, Parker. You are a Raider, and you were in the NFL. Okay? Jalen Jones, a DB, barely even played for the Hokies. You're on the Chargers. Daquan Felton, you're on the Giants. Caden Moore, O-lineman, you're going to the Titans. Wilfred Penne, I've never even heard of this guy. Jovan, I've never seen this guy once. I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. I'll be honest with you. I got no clue. 0 clue who this guy is. Congratulations, my man, Wilfred Penne. You are a Patriot. Unbelievable. It gets worse. We got 3 guys getting invited to camps. Peter Moore, shout out my guy from the DMV, the punter. He'll be the next Tress Way. Cole Nelson, Allie Jennings. You got John Love, who has not gotten signed yet, but Jovan, I'll tell you right now, he will. Just like every Hokies kicker in the history since I went to school there, they have all gotten signed. They've all gotten a chance in the NFL. Just give him a couple weeks. Give his agent some time. Okay, he'll be signed to this league. My point is, Jovan, we got 14 players drafted and signed into the NFL. You got 3 players invited to camp. You got 1 guy who's a guarantee, John Love, Dr. Love. He'll be in the league. Don't you worry. Okay? And you got 28 scholarship players hitting the portal, Jovan. You got 6 guys who are starting on SEC teams coming up here. Xavier Chaplin to Auburn, the great O-lineman, is going to be a first-round pick next year. Mansour Delane to LSU. He's going to be a first-round pick as well, the cornerback. Unbelievable player. He's going to have a career year, 10 picks this year for LSU. Moses Phillips to Missouri. Shout out Nick. You got Braylon Moore to LSU as well, joining up with his former teammate. Jalen Stroman to Notre Dame. Go Irish, go. You got Bob Stick, who's going to start at O-line for OK State. He'll be in the league as well. That's 6 NFL players who have also left this team this offseason, along with many more probably. Many more of those 28 scholarship players will probably get a shot in the league. Who knows? Jovan, I'm lowballing here, man. That is 24 players from last year's Virginia Tech team. 24 who are going to get a guaranteed shot in the NFL. Jovan, offense and defense, you could only have 22 players out there combined. And you got more players going to the NFL from this last year's Hokies team. Are you kidding me? All that talent. Wasted. Wasted. And you can only win 6 fucking games. Jovan, to put this in perspective, how crazy this is, for reference, Alabama, they had 7 players drafted. They were on that graphic. They're up here. 7 players drafted. They only had 3 other players signed, undrafted free agents. The Hokies have 14, along with another 3 going to camp, and then Dr. Love, who you know is going to be the starting kicker for the next Super Bowl winning team in the next couple of years. This is absurd. Whose fault is this? That's a rhetorical question. I know the answer. Brent Pry. You can't beat Rutgers with 25 NFL players. Then you shouldn't be a head coach in college football. Certainly not Power 5. Whit Babbitt, our AD, who cares more about growing the school and the size of the student body than winning fucking games that matter. Whit Babbitt, I'm going to say the things that you want to hear the least. There's a reason why nobody's talking about this. To have 24 players on your roster go to the NFL and not win more than 6 games put up 10 points in the fucking Duke's Mayo Bowl. 10 points in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. You have 24 NFL players on your roster, and you can't put up more than 10 points in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I want to hold people accountable. Brent Pry, you are a bad coach. I hope you see this clip. I hope it gets out to you. I hope your kids see it. I hope your family and your friends see it. You are a bad head coach. Bad head coach. And I'm going to start holding you accountable. Whit Babick, RAD, who cares more about getting our school to the size of Penn State, 40K kids, than he does about us winning football games or bringing in the right players or the right pieces or the right coaches, because it kind of seems like we already have NFL players going to our fucking school and the right pieces. Our backup QB just got signed by the Commanders. I don't get it. It's not just a lack of efforts or a bad luck, Jovan. At some point, you're just not built for it. Brent Pry, you are not a good head coach. 6 wins in a down year in the ACC with 25 NFL players. Are you coaching with? Are you fucking blind? Oh, unbelievable. Jovan, am I wrong?
I mean, it's a lot of NFL talent there, Krabs. It's not to say he's not a shit head coach, but I mean, I don't know how they didn't do something in this year of the ACC of all years. It's kind of rat shit. Kind of rat shit. I'll give you that. But a lot of these guys are going to be playing in the UFL in, 2 months?
We got 2 times more players than Alabama.
Yeah,
this year.
It's just because they're young. They're a lot younger than usual, / it's not Saban anymore, so some of them are gone.
Yeah, I'd leave too. I'd leave too. Jovan, if you have this much
go to Blacksburg.
Yeah, maybe I need to have a talk. Maybe me and Brent probably need to sit down and have a talk. I just don't get it, man. You have 25 NFL players on your team and you can't win more than 6 games in the ACC. That math doesn't check out, and I blame the coaches.
Fair.
And they're all close games. They're all 1-score games as well. I blame the coaches. Unbelievable amount of talent. Goots is going to have the next Vince Wilfork on the D-line.
No way we're making Wilfork comps already.
Yep. Already making the comps.
Dude.
And we can't win 7 games.
Dude.
Oh, what a joke. What a joke. All right, let's move. Let's groove. You guys really want me to talk about plays. You asked me to do more steamed crabs, and then now you're bitching about winning plays. Let's go ahead and get to the plays. Let's get to the sharp report. We'll get to some winners for today. Okay. First play today, we'll go to Jovan's Reds on the ML. Okay.
Sure.
You got Nick Martinez up on the bump, Jovan. He had his first good start of the season in that last start. I think he follows it up with another pretty good outing here today. We'll talk about him more in a moment as well when we get to the squares, but I'm trusting my guy, Nick Martinez, a seasoned veteran who typically ages like a fine wine as the season goes on, makes some adjustments, figures it out, and ends up being pretty effective. He has been over the last couple of years. Pretty underrated arm. Veteran guy who, nothing special, but I trust him today. I certainly trust him more than Palante of late, Jovan. Jeez. Palante, who got out to a great start so far this season for the Cardinals, he's low-key fallen off a cliff here of late, and I don't think that slows down. I think that honestly might even speed up, and it might get even uglier for Palante tonight, Jovan. On the road in Cincy, the Great American Small Park. Oof, good luck. And right now, the Reds are playing good ball. They're streaking right behind your Rays for most wins in a row in baseball. Rays have won 5 in a row. Reds have won 4 in a row, Jovan. They're low-key on fire. You know, typically I wouldn't be backing teams on streaks like this, but it's been working the last year or so, so I'll do it again. I want to back the Reds on the ML today to win a 5th in a row. I'll fade Palante. I'll back Martinez, and I'll take the Reds. We're catching, I don't know, 5, 10 cents of steam. Nothing, to write home about, but still a good sign to see Martinez in that 5.4 ERA against Palante and the Cardinals, who got to a great start so far this season, but of late have kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit, especially offensively. I think the Reds show up today, and looking at some of the squares on prize picks for Martinez, I think we're in a good spot to at least start out with a lead. Let's hope they can hold on. And seeing the total up to 9.5 with the Reds up to -120, Jovan, that tells me that the runs might not be coming from the Cardinals. They might be coming from the Reds' bats, helping them get that ML win. I'll take them.
Yeah, might need him. This is like the thorn in their side that seems to never go away. Andre Palante
Yep.
is just Cy Young every single time, and now they got to face him while being first game with no off day coming out of Coors. I'm a little nervous, but I'm kind of in on it.
Mm-mm-mm. Lifelong St. Louis fan here in chat. R. Claus, W.R. Claus. Fade Palante, Reds ML3U. Wow. Okay. We got the Cardinals fan fading his own squad. That typically does not go well, but I like where your head's at today. And I love the Reds. Palante was like all-star elder, throws cookies and was getting lucky a little bit, Brian, for sure. A little bit of luck.
Yeah, a little different.
Probably got some bad luck going on right now as well. But Bookie Robber, we'll talk about the Astros. I do like them, but I feel like it could be baked. I like some other plays better, but we'll talk about the Astros here in a moment. For now, it's the Reds ML, and we'll swing it around to Jovan, who's got a straight bet he wants to talk about too.
Sure. Patty C Day Krabs.
Yeah.
And frankly, I'm not even. I was initially just going to stick to the Rangers in team total, but thought to myself, even though I'm not like counting on Patty C to get absolutely destroyed, like he's facing both his pitchers are facing the same team for the second time in a row after pitching relatively well for both of them. You could say last time out against the same lineup. So it is 2025. I'm not going to keep Patrick Corbin out of it, especially against the A's, who are just known to match lefties. We've seen that at the end of last year. We've seen that to be the same, honestly, even better so far this season. So they didn't destroy Patty C last time out, but they had a lot of hard contact, which I think seeing him the second time is going to carry over as well. But when we're talking about the Rangers side of things, they were awful against lefties to start the year. They've heated up a little bit since. They've mixed around guys in the lineup. They've kind of put guys, Goots was talking about it, in 15 different spots in the lineup, whether it's Jake Berger, who against the lefty is obviously a big asset, and he started to see the ball a little bit better. They've started putting like Kevin Pillar, the leadoff spot, which crazy in the big 2-5, but he's a big lefty asset. They moved Semien around. They've moved Adolis around. They've gotten Josh Young back and moved him around. So a lot of different things are going on, and I think it's starting to gel. And again, they're also seeing JP Sears for the second time in just about a week here. And they hit him hard first time, didn't have much to show for it. He only gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. And what do you know? The only pitcher that's up for his regular line, 3.5 earned runs on the book, happens to be JP Sears, which usually you don't get anomalies like that unless you have like a guy in Coors, or like now the case happens to be like if you have a guy in Sacramento, you'll see much higher lines. But a guy coming off of 5 innings, 2 runs, a relatively solid start, damn near quality start, depending on what you counted as 6 or 5 innings, against the same lineup just a week ago. Not even Patty Corbin's at that. Not even Bryce Elder or Ryan Feltner are at 3.5 when they're literally in Coors today. The only one happens to be JP Sears, and I think it's for a reason. I think the Rangers lineup, like I said, they're starting to put it together against lefties. I think seeing the same pitcher that throws a lot of fastballs to these righties the second time in a week, it's going to come to a head. So I think we get a lot of runs. A's bullpen also definitely helps too. But for like JP Sears, they also kind of leave him out there to die. Like his leash has been a little shorter to start this year, but your guy JT Ginn, this elbow kind of exploded. So like his spot in the rotation is tomorrow. I don't know what their plan for pitching is tomorrow. So they might have to leave Sears out there a little longer.
Yeah. Okay. That actually makes a lot more sense as to why some of his squares are where they're at.
Yeah.
He might be in this game a little bit longer. Okay. Which in my eyes could be good for runs, along with Patrick Corbin, who's in a kind of a similar spot as well, where their bullpen's taxed as fuck. What did the Nats get out of Patty C the last couple of years, Jovan? If there's one thing the Nats got out of Patty C over the last 4 years, the only positive thing, I guess, is how I'll phrase it.
Yeah.
What was
it? Innings eater.
Just gobbled him up like it was fucking Thanksgiving. The one positive of the guy. And I'm assuming the Rangers, that's one of the things they looked at when they brought him in. You know, if there's some injuries, whatever it is, we could score runs. Let's go out there and get an innings eater, a guy who we could put out there on a day where our bullpen is fucked. We could chalk it. We can leave him out there and hope he gives up, 4 or 5 runs, and our offense will keep up and they'll match at least and keep us competitive, and we'll, win the game in the latter innings. Is kind of how I feel like they're, attacking this whole Patty C experiment, and it's worked out pretty well. Honestly, he's overperformed and over exceeded expectations, but he's got some contradicting squares up there on Prize Picks that we'll talk about in a little bit that make me like the over in this game for sure, but make me think that the Rangers might leave Patty C out there longer than they should as well, for the same reasons you were talking about the Athletics. JT Ginn's fucked. You might need to leave him out there. JP Sears out there longer today because their bullpen, they're going to need them later on. Well, the Rangers bullpen is pretty overused right now as well. They might need to leave Patty C out there to eat up some innings too. because they don't have, the guys for tonight. They've all been on back-to-backs pretty much, the Rangers bullpen. So love that for both bullpens. Love that for runs late, even if the two starters don't get mucked up like we're expecting.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for one of these guys to pitch better than I guess you would expect, but with the same matchups or same, I guess, matches for the pitchers at the very least. Second time in a week, it feels like somebody in this game is putting up double-digit runs. And I obviously more so lean against JP Sears like the Rangers to do it, but again, I didn't want to leave out the Patty C side of everything because the day he finally gets blown up, he's going to get blown up really, really bad. It's going to be one of those damn near triple-double starts we've been so known to him seeing.
We got McHale coming in, dropping his subby. Let's fucking go, dude. Sure we can. And yeah, Spider-Man Patty C. We better hope that spider bite's worn off because he's been pretty good.
That spider better fuck off today.
He's been pretty solid.
Yes.
But look, Athletics just saw him the other day. They better fucking put up some runs against him. And total in this game opened up at 9.5. Can't forget about that. Sometimes I care more about these openers than where the line's moving or where it's at. And this is one of those cases where I'm looking at it. I'm seeing JP Sears, who's 5-0 against his fucking Rangers team in his lifetime. And that's pretty crazy. That simply cannot last. And that's probably not a good sign for him. And Patty C has been pretty good of late. Having a sub-4 ERA is crazy for Patty C in the big 2.5. I don't think he can keep getting away with that either. So give me runs. I do think they'll be coming more from one side than the other. I do like the Rangers.
Yeah, I'm hearing rumors around Patty CML for old time's sake.
I'm on the Rangers. Yep, I'm on the Rangers today. Yep, just like the old days. Back in Patty C on the ML, catching a little bit of line respect, although the Athletics are catching probably 5 cents of steam. But yeah, Patty C is a favorite, or Patty C is a pick'em, whatever you want to call it. Look, I mean, he's on a better team. They're home. These are all factors that lead to him having some line respect. Not really, that involve him at all. But this is also a Rangers team that, Jovan, we like. We like their chances this season. They're not playing great of late. They've actually lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're still, 2 games over 500, still have a better record than the A's, who have actually won 4 of their last 5 games. So 2 teams trending in different directions. I love the A's and I respect them, and they're very, very fun and underrated and underappreciated. But in this series today, I kind of want to back, or in this series and today, I kind of want to back the Rangers to bounce back a little bit here. They're home. They just saw the Athletics the other day. They just saw JP Sears the other day, and he's owned them historically. But a matchup at home, I like the Rangers' chances here. Sitting at -110 with Patty C on the bump. I'll back their bats to get it done. I don't think it's going to be a pitcher's duel. Shocker, involving Patty C. But JP Sears is 5-0 in his career against the Rangers. How long can he keep getting away with that? I'm willing to bet not much longer. I think that streak ends tonight. I'll take Patty C to go out there and earn a W. And hopefully he can go long enough to give his bullpen a breather. And maybe they'll put my guy out there, Garcia, the lefty, who's low-key been one of the best lefty pitchers in the bullpen in all of baseball this year. Yeah. Go check his stats. Robert Garcia might be that guy. He's him. And that's the guy who's involved in that Nate Lowe trade. Or Nate Lowe. Starting to make a lot of sense. Looked lopsided early on. Now it's starting to look like the Rangers just fleeced us for the next big lefty closer. We'll see.
Yeah, they just might have.
I don't even know if he could pitch tonight, to be honest with you. So,
yeah, I know. Who was in the? I forget who was in the game for them last night. I think it was Luke Jackson, but he's probably not pitching tonight. After that, I don't know if you saw like rotations talking about the way that game ended last night, which probably makes you like the Rangers a little more. That was something, to say the least.
Yep. Nico's asking, could today be the triple-double start? It could be. I don't think it will. I really do think it's the Rangers bats that are carrying the weight, although it'll be both sides. Give it a
I hope today has 20 runs, not just for the over bet, but if the A's come out and absolutely splooge today before DeGrom tomorrow, that would be great.
Sure. Yes. For DeGrom season sweaters. Definitely want as many runs as possible today, and no runs, no fun tomorrow. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Patty C over Kumar Rocker. Yeah. What happens when Patty C pitches himself into staying in this fucking rotation and they end up making the playoffs? Already seen it. It's coming. It's on the way. Somebody go find that goddamn spider, bottle it up. You could sell that and make
Brown
millions.
home run is crazy.
Unbelievable.
He ain't playing.
Unbelievable. That Rito saying Seth Brown home run is the easiest play on my cards. Wow.
He's
Seth
not
Brown
even
getting up
playing.
and moving tonight. Okay.
I would be
Well.
incredibly surprised if he plays.
All right. Can we swing it around to your plays, see what number 2 is?
Your favorite team? I guess both of them at this point. The Yankees and the Orioles. I was a little scared about the general outlook of this game. I don't know if the Orioles are like considered sharp because, I mean, Sagano's been weirdly their only half decent pitcher. He's the only pitcher in their rotation, I think, with an ERA sub-5, which is hilarious. Thank you, Goots. But I think this ends tonight, partially because some of the matchups he's had so far this season have been extremely beneficial. He hasn't really faced any team that absolutely demolishes righties, and a lot of these teams have been towards the bottom of the league. The only like semi-decent offense, the only offense he's faced like in the top half of the league against righties was the Guardians, and he pitched well against them, but they're a 13th ranked team with really little to no pop. So like they're a team that doesn't strike out nearly as much. So like you could put the ball in play like they could against him, but it didn't really amount to much. They kind of feed into exactly what he wants to do from a pitching standpoint, but all the rest of the offenses he faced are not seeing righties well in the slightest, including your Nats in comparison to the Yankees. The Yankees are the second best team in all of baseball right now against righties. Obviously, if you strike out, the strikeout stuff is there. They have one of the higher K rates out of all the teams that hit lefties or hit righties very well. But when you're a guy like Sagano who's going to fill up the strike zone, you're not going to bring strikeout stuff. These pitchers have struggled mightily against the Yankees. So I don't think it's going to be any different today with a bunch of the guys that we can talk about when we get to the squares. But I think it's a disaster of a matchup for him. And same as like we were talking about Patty C, when I think Sagano gets a really bad matchup, which we really haven't seen throughout his first 5 starts, I think it's going to blow up extremely fast. And I think it's going to be one of those disaster starts. I don't think there's really an in-between with him in comparison to what he's done so far and then what happens to him when he sees an offense that can really tear him apart. So I think we're getting 5 from the Yankees. I really didn't know what to expect from the other side of the game with Will Warren, which is why I kind of isolated it, but I think the offense shows up tonight.
Yeah, Will Warren squares make it seem like he's going to turn into last year's Patty C, right?
Yeah.
But
it's a little scary. I know I believe it's a hitting condition game. So, I mean, good for all bats, not just the Yankees, but I didn't want to go to the grave with Will Warren. Not as high on him as I think everybody else is, but I'll go to the grave with the bats against Sagano.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I like the Orioles today, but I've said that the last 3 days, and I've gone 0 for 3. It's been a handful of the only losers that I've had on the card over the weekend. Just a rat shit program.
Really bad.
It's a shame. Yeah. I like the full game over, but obviously I like the team total over here as well with the Yanks, and they cost me some coins over the weekend as well. Would not be surprised if their offense shows up, shows out here on the road in Camden and puts up a 5 spots. They've done that the last 2 nights, or 2 games at least, against Toronto. Okay. Swinging around, Goots. I got one more for the peeps, and then we'll come back to that play on the ice for Jovan. Same game, though, I believe. Give me the Avs on the ML tonight. They opened up -150. I think they're down to -140. The Avs are winning tonight on the road. Thought that was some good respect for them on the road. I know Dallas is obviously a shell themselves compared to, the well-oiled machine they were at times this season. And they've had some injuries, and, they're not playing too well right now. They're coming off a 4-0 shutout in that last game. So not surprised to see the Avs catching some line respect here and being favorites on the road like they were earlier on this series. So not super crazy looking at the line, but, it checks all the boxes that I need to see with the Avs opening up -150 here. Maybe it's a little square. I don't know. Fading these Stars, in this condition with some injuries here, but I do think the Avs win 2 in a row. They steal one here on the road. Maybe the Stars, pull off a legacy win in Game 6 and keep the series alive and keep their hopes alive. But I think tonight the Avs do get it done on the roads. I know it feels too easy, but sometimes you got to square up, and I'm doing that tonight on the ice, on the road, back in the Avs against the banged up Stars.
Yeah, I won't tell you I'm absolutely in love with it because I do feel like we're getting some dog to bark, and obviously my brain, both betting wise and fan wise, would like to say it's the Lightning, but I don't think the Stars are completely out of it either.
Okay.
I like the over in the game for a couple of different reasons. the Stars have been great defensively so far this series. I think a lot better than people expected them to be, which is why I think game 3 was the most surprising of them all when they won in overtime in that 2-1 game. But it's been a great defensive series, I would say, so far. It's a lot of chess matches as far as the Stars go, and that's without Miro, which I think is the most impressive part of it all. Last game, not only did they get shut out, but I think that was the tipping point of, all right, we've sat back and we've played defense for so long. We've defended well. They've started to figure it out. We can't really contain anything they have for us on offense anymore. So it kind of came to an end, I think. If you're the Stars in this game, only putting up, or in game 4, only putting up like 22 shots on Mackenzie Blackwood and expecting for that to be your method of victory. You had done that already the first couple of games, and you've found a way to get this 2-2. Now you're at home. This is kind of, I don't want to say desperation situation, because that's not any different from any situation anybody's in right now, but you're at home. Your only hope, I think, in this series is to take one right now. And I think you found out from game 4, your time to do that on the defensive side of the puck is over. So like now I think you're going to have to be super aggressive on this Avs team, make them defend, make Blackwood make saves. I think that's going to come with goals on the other side of it, of course, which is why I like the over. But I don't think if you're the Stars, you can really afford to sit back and let your defense win this game, because if you do that, the game's going to turn out just like it did in game 4. So I think that's a problem. So obviously the shutout angle and how they got dominated in that game, I want to back them to come out a little more aggressive out of that, probably score first and make this one a little weird. But again, up and down the ice, you don't want to get into one of those games with the Avs necessarily, but if you're the Stars, I think that's the only method they have to go with here.
Yep. Some goals in this game tonight. I'm hoping they come from the Avs on the road, but I'm also seeing some totals up to 6.5 now.
Really?
Yeah, let's get the report. I'm going to pull up all the books, see what they're at. It's about 50-50. 6.5's pretty juicy, plus money, plus 114, or 6's minus 115's. Interesting.
That's pretty interesting, especially after the last couple games. I think all the totals up until game 4 were 6.5. Then we finally got down to a 6, and that was the 4-0 game. So I was surprised to see we even up from 5.5 to 6 in the first place from where it initially opened. But 5.5 to 6.5 feels a little telling, in my opinion. Yeah.
No, that's a great point. Coming off that under last game, now we're seeing the total back on the rise. Kind of weird. I certainly agree. Yay Lads is saying the Stars are losing. I agree as well. I've been hearing a lot of those takes, though.
I mean, this series in general, like nobody thinks the Stars are going to win any game pretty much, let alone the series. So like you're going to hear it every game. It's not surprising.
I bet they win game 6.
Yeah. Send it to 7.
But I don't know about tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know about tonight. Sorry, I'll say. Certainly like goals, though, as well in this game, though, Jovan, especially after talking through that total on the rise after it dropped last game. And we saw an under. And now we're seeing it back up to 6.5 on about half the books. Weird. We'll keep monitoring that puppy. Hope it closes at 6.5. That tells me that that's even weirder. Fuck the CLV. We got Turner Mac coming in hot. Let's hit all of our bets today. Turner Mac, why not, bro? Why not us? Let's go 10-0 today on the Sharp Report, huh? I'm in. I've already locked in the Sharp Report format on Prize Picks. I locked that puppy in before the show. We'll drop the link to that puppy for you guys as well. Why don't we get to the squares and start talking about them? We already went over the straight bets. Let's talk about some squares. Line Shopper's asking Krabs, who's starting the NFL season for the Browns, Shador or Dillon? I'll be honest, I'd probably go with Kenny Pickett right now.
Joe Flacco.
It could be Flacco as well, like Goots is talking about. That'd be my second guess, would be Joe Flacco. I don't think Shador or Dillon will start the season under center, but I do think one of those two will be under center at some point, during the season. Sure.
Yeah, I could tell that's already, the whole situation's already backfired in the locker room. It's already not going to go well, Krabs.
How can you already tell?
I mean, you're getting tweets from the entire locker room congratulating Shador, not a peep to Dylan Gabriel. Seems like they've already made their decision of who they want. Surely that's going to go over well with that situation and Deshaun Watson for however long that actually lasts in the same locker room.
You know what's crazy? There's a combined 2 Super Bowls in that QB room.
I'm sure.
Joe and Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny's got one.
Kenny Pickett has a ring and Joe Flacco has a ring.
Crazy.
Joe Flacco is just a gift that keeps on giving, man.
Dude,
He really is.
That Browns draft.
I don't like the guy. He's kind of a
so
jerk, or at least he was growing up. But I've grown to respect him. I mean, Jovan, I was watching the video of him walking into the Browns facilities like a week ago, in the joggers, walking in. He got his backpack or his little bag with him. Ready for work, ready to lock in again. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy doesn't have to do this shit. This guy could sit his ass on the couch. He could never lift a finger the rest of his life. He's set. He could move back to the great city of Baltimore, right, Goots? And he could never have to do anything ever.
Apparently,
The rest of his life.
there was talks about that, but then we decided to sign Cooper Rush.
Ooh.
But it's funny how the Browns claim him as their own. Like he thinks that they're like Joe Flacco's their guy, like Cleveland, when really he's just stealing money from them. And it's like he used to own them and torture them for years. And now
I mean, so did everybody. To be fair.
Yeah, it's crazy out of Cleveland. But happy for Joe. Wacko for Flacco.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Luke's saying in the YouTube chat, Joe Flacco is not a jerk. Krabs, respect Joe Flacco. I just said I do respect him. And number two, somebody hasn't heard the Joe Flacco signing the jersey story.
It's funny, Krabs, because one of my friends actually told me the other day a relatively similar story about him being an asshole.
No shot.
Yeah, didn't involve a jersey signing, but he was doing, I guess, it was at like a local hat store or something, and he was signing a bunch of stuff, and he screamed at some little girl because the whole family went up there, some shit. I don't remember all the details, but he was screaming at little kids in the store because he was pissed off because the thing was taking too long or some shit. So there's something there with your little jersey story,
dude. Yeah, there's something there. Not going to tell the whole thing, but I went to a Ravens rookie mini camp as a 7 or 8 year old, maybe 10. I don't fucking remember, but I was a little kid, tiny. And I had a Todd Heap jersey on, and I went up to him and asked him to sign it. He wouldn't sign it. He says, I only sign my own jerseys. He was a rookie at a Delaware, hadn't played a single game yet. Unbelievable.
He backed it up.
Goots, I mean, if you get a Super Bowl, you could treat little kids like that, I guess, which is the fuck.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what Goots just said.
Monday in April, we can stop talking about Joe Flacco.
Here's a question for Goots from Supreme Fatty in the Twitch chat. Any update on the Pope to Baltimore?
I'm working on it still. This shit takes time, man.
Yeah, I could see that one getting caught up logistics wise.
Yeah,
you might have some trouble running that one through the execs there, Goots. That one might be a tough sell. Rooting for you though, Goots. Why would he sign a Todd Heap jersey? That's weirdo behavior. Snacks, no, dude. You're incorrect.
That's a pretty common thing.
If you ask, if a little kid asks a player to sign their jersey, you sign the jersey. It doesn't matter who the fuck's jersey it is.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell
I'm not
you
a scalper. I'm not reselling the fucking jersey.
When I was in
it's the weirdest thing ever.
When I was in high school, I worked for the Bucks and we did a lot of training camp stuff. I can tell you one things I did was the legit autograph line for the kids. Mike Evans would sign anything Bucks. He signed a million different jerseys that were very clearly not his. And so did everybody. It's it's not a crazy thing at all.
It's extremely common. You go to mini camp, you go watch a team work out, you stand behind the ropes as the team's going inside of the facilities after their practice, and these people are signing, stuff left and right for these kids. All you gotta do is yell at the guy's name. Next thing you know, he's coming over signing your shit. Most of these guys are good dudes, and it's also a really good look as well. Most of these guys want to look good to the people, right? You're signing autographs, it's a good look. It's the kids. Yeah. Snacks, it's okay, brother. You're wrong, but it's okay. We're gonna move on. Hey, Gates, Baltimore Orioles, Aries. Line Shopper said 108 in the YouTube chat. Okay. Let's talk about some prize pick squares because I don't even know what that means. We got Nick Martinez, 2.5 earned runs allowed. Jovan, I mentioned it before. I got a feeling we get a vintage Nick Martinez start today, helping us get a Reds ML play or Reds ML green ticket. Nick Martinez is going to have a damn good start up there. Was surprised to see his 2.5 earned runs square up on prize picks in general. Besides his last start, extremely green, as it probably should be. This is Nick Martinez we're talking about here, not Max Scherzer in his prime. And on the books, Jovan, super juicy to the under, which I thought was extremely weird. Probably the weirdest part of this whole thing and the whole game, capping it. Seeing the minus 130 to the under in a game where the total's sitting at 9.5, it's actually on the way up. So I see the total moving up from the 9 opener. I see the Reds catching 5-ish cents of steam. Nothing crazy, but at least the line's moving their way. I'm no mathematician, Jovan, but if I'm seeing, the home team catching steam and that total moving up, I'm thinking there's runs in this game, but it might not be coming from the away squats. It might be coming from the Reds, helping us acquire a win on the ML. And maybe that's a good sign for Mr. Nick Martinez on the bump up there, who is looking to build on his momentum from his last start, his first good outing of the season. Nobody wants to back Nick Martinez less than earned runs allowed against the Cardinals, but they don't realize how mid the Cardinals have been at the plate the last couple weeks, and how good Nick Martinez was in that last outing. Maybe he figured something out. Maybe he backs that up today with another pretty good outing. I'm willing to bet he does. Yeah. And then Patrick Corbin. Oof. I mean, Jovan, look, man, I even thought about taking Patrick Corbin more than 2.5 earned runs allowed in that square up on Prize Picks today. And I think that could also hit along with me backing his more than pitching outs. I don't think they're as uncorrelated as people in the chat might expect off the rip. Because Patty C, like I talked about earlier today, chat, Patty C, they're going to leave him out there, I think. If they're sticking to the same game plan that the Nats did with Patty C over the last couple of years, they're going to leave him out there today. He's going to gobble up, eat up innings out there because their bullpen is toast. Now, let's hope Patty C doesn't give up, 10 runs in the first inning, because if he does, well, Jovan, you'll be rich with the over. But, he'll obviously get yanked super early if he pitches that bad. But he's shown me enough this season. He's not at that level right now, not yet at least. I don't think the fall off is all going to hit in one start. He's been serviceable so far this season. And sure, he's going to go out there and probably give up 3 runs, Jovan. I don't think it's going to be 10, though, and he gets yanked early. And if you look at this chart for his pitching outs, it's extremely red, really fucking high. And it has some baseball reasoning to it as well, where Jovan, the Rangers, they have no choice but to leave Patrick Corbin out there. Their bullpen is so taxed, probably the most taxed it's been all season right now. They got to let Patty C go out there and gobble up those innings. For better or for worse, I'll take his more than pitching outs, and that's the reason why it's so high right now.
Yeah, and to back up your bullpen stuff, very weird, I guess, usage from the Rangers yesterday, because I guess Luke Jackson, I didn't realize that was the only pitch he threw, so he's probably available today. But they used all 3 of their high leverage guys, but also used their 2 long relievers with Bushley and Latz too. So I don't exactly know what the plan is going to be after Corbin today, but I can tell you it's going to be a little different than I think they would like it to be. Because, their whole bullpen's pitched the last 2 days. Even if they're they got to get to Luke Jackson. He's the only guy that I think is back available to pitch for them tonight on his regular type leash. So they do need some innings out of Big Patty C today.
If I see one more 100 men or one gorilla tweet or post, I'm deleting the app. I'm deleting the app, chat. Dude, look, we're here to find winners. We're here to get sharp. We're here to get in the lab. We're here to give you guys winners. Jovan, we don't have time to talk about the fucking 100 men versus the one gorilla debate. We got winners to find.
Who taking those Krabs?
If they work as a team, it's got to be the 100 men, because they just dive on top of the fucking gorilla and they win. They suffocate them, and you sacrifice a couple guys for the betterment of the whole society.
The thing is,
but if they're me guys, if they're all looking to stay alive and they're all running around and spreading out, it's the gorilla.
But
it's a gorilla.
No, not all 100 guys can fuck up the gorilla at the same time. That's a problem.
No, they could.
70. No, they can't though, because 70 of the guys. How many guys can at the same time be beating the shit out of the gorilla?
It's a gorilla.
Realistically, there's going to be 70 dudes standing on the outskirts that are not laying a finger on the gorilla. That's probably being generous.
It's as simple as a baseball, mob on the mound after a championship victory. If you mosh pit or mosh pile, whatever you want to call it, dog pile on the gorilla, and you surround the gorilla with 100 teammates, not just 100 men, but 100 teammates that are in this together. And they all at the same time swarm in, they make the circle smaller, and they all dive on the gorilla at the same time in the middle. That thing doesn't have a fucking chance. I don't care if it's the size of King Kong.
It's going to turn into 50 men real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And sure, the first, 10, 20 guys who are jumping on the gorilla, they're toast. They're not making it out of there. But you respect it and you move on, and they're, for the betterment of the other 80 guys, they're taking one for the team.
Let's move on.
It's the easiest battle of all time. People are acting like it's fucking King Kong out there. It's one gorilla and 100 teammates. And we just talked about it for 5 minutes. Chat, let's talk about some squares from Jovan. As I drop the link to the Sharp Report 4-man in the chat if you guys want to tell. Okay?
Start with my goat. Only guy I can claim that title for, that plays for the Dog Piss Yankees. Ben Rice, I've taken him so many times on here, but I'm going to do it every single time this is available against a righty that doesn't strike anybody out, and especially one that is due for a little regression and does not throw much in the whiff category, like I've been saying. So, I think Sagana was a really bad matchup, frankly, for the entirety of the Yankees lineup, and especially for the guys that have a little power and need a little boost in the anti-strikeout department. So, against lefties, he's a lot of fastball splitter, throw the splitter that doesn't split to Ben Rice. You're going to be seeing that on Utah Street. So, in on the go. Don't even know what the lineup exactly is going to look like today. Maybe he's leadoff, maybe he's hitting second, and they continue to do the thing you're doing with Grisham. But regardless, he gets on base. Frankly, Judge is probably hitting him in, unfortunately for you, Krabs, right after if he doesn't do it himself. So, give me Ben Rice. And then I have to fade JP Sears. Talked about it. I think the Rangers lineup is going to start to heat up against lefties. It's already started a little bit, but I didn't really know what to take for JP Sears because I think similar to the argument we made for Corbin, you can definitely make that argument for JP Sears too, that maybe he's going to be left out there a little bit longer because I don't know what their pitching is going to look like tomorrow. So I was looking at the hits as being one avenue, which is 5.5, super juice to the over, but I kept coming back to the same thing that I was seeing with the game. The only pitcher on the slate that is listed at 3.5 earned runs, it being him after just relatively dominating this lineup just a week ago, is still really odd to me. So I had to stick to runs, get them involved somewhere too. So I just faded his fantasy score. Now, it's probably not your favorite chart, but I do think he gets hit up today.
Yeah. Both starting pitchers in that game have high pitching out squares, and they also have other squares out there that make it seem like they're going to get mucked up a little bit. Although maybe not as much Sears in that fantasy score in that chart, but he's got a 5.5 hits allowed square after giving up 5 and 3 in his last 2. That makes me feel like he's going more than his hits allowed, but I also think he's, going to go more than his pitching outs at 17.5. And, the same argument you just made where their bullpen's fucked as well. And who knows who they're going to have tomorrow. And he might have to, be out there a little bit longer today and help save that bullpen, get him rested up and recovered. I'm with you, man. I think both guys will be left out to dry a little too long. That's going to help out with the over. And I don't think, the more than pitching outs angles for both these starting pitchers, along with taking the less than fantasy score, or that, difference, I guess. I think they could both hit. Both angles could still hit. I've seen it before with pitchers like Patty C and JP Sears, who sometimes their job isn't to go out there and win. It's to go out there and eat up as much innings as possible. Right? Yeah. This is the perfect spot for that.
Also,
Flyer faithful,
for what it's worth, Flyer, bro. For what it's worth, too, I was looking at this because I was really curious. He's only done it a handful of times, but a couple times I've seen that JP Sears has faced the same team in consecutive starts. It has gone very poorly. The last instance was last year against the Twins, where he faced them on the road and came back home and faced them. First outing, he went 4 1/3, gave up 4 runs, so it wasn't his best outing, but then he didn't even get out of the second inning. The game after that, gave up 8 runs. So, hoping that trend stays the same. I know it's a little different of a matchup, obviously, and he's a little bit different of a pitcher now, but I think the same thing could be in the future for him.
And as a contrarian, love seeing that he's, for some reason, undefeated against the Rangers. One of the weirder stats out there, at least for today. 5-0. Love fading shit like that. Absolutely love it. Did something like that, I believe, with Littell yesterday. Was he on the bump yesterday for the Rays?
He was finishing off the sweep.
I don't know if he officially got the win, did he? But I know the team won. That's all that mattered. No one in my
I don't know if he was in at that time.
His less than earned runs allowed certainly smacked. It was on that.
Yeah, he did get the win. Did get the win.
Let's go. Good for him.
1 and 5.
First win of the season.
Shout out to him.
Yep. Yeah, unbelievable. All right. W squares, Jovan. I will drop the link to the Sharp Report 4-man once again in the Twitch chat. Okay, to all my goats in the YouTube. It's getting close to that time. About 20 minutes left to BTL. You might want to start making your way over to the Twitch page. Get involved at Bookit Sports. I know there's a couple people in there watching on YouTube right now, and every time I say this, they roll their eyes, they shake their heads, they say, I'm not fucking downloading Twitch. I'm not going over there. I don't care enough. It's a me guy move. It's me guy mentality. Take a second, download Twitch, make your way over to the chat for the squad ride so you can lock in your votes. Get involved. Okay? We're almost at 3,000 subs on the Twitch account right now. That is insane. Hey, maybe if you join, you'll be lucky enough to get blessed up and you'll get a free subby as well. Dubs. Get involved. Yes, yeah, lads. Come on. We got a Goots POD in the chat as well here in the Twitch. This is stuff you only see on the Twitch.
PODs.
Jake Berger and James Wood home run Goots POD. Is that a parlay?
Yeah, parlay that puppy, you're rich.
Wow.
Okay.
Parlay that puppy and go on the Galapagos. You're not going to see me for a week.
Okay.
Book convention.
Sure you can. We got JD5 dropping a follow on the Twitch. That could be him. That could be JD5 in DC, folks. JD5001 coming in, dropping a follow. Look, if it was JD5, Jovan, he probably wouldn't have a username that just says JD5. They probably add some shit at the end to try to throw you off.
Yeah, he could be JD5.
That might be JD5.
Could actually be Jalen or Jaden.
JD5001, can you confirm or deny that you are Jane Daniels? Would love to know. Would love to know. WJD5 and W Jalen Lane. So excited, man. So excited.
You're already salivating. April 28th.
So excited. Who did I think I was getting? Tootin'. Who did I actually get? Lane. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
This might just be two rat meat picks, Krabs. Either way you spin it.
Okay.
Might be two really bad players.
Nah, there's no way they're both busts. There's no shot. Those are two
I think
beasts.
Tootin will be all right.
Tootin's gonna be a stud.
I have my Jalen Lane questions though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I
thought
got
that
10
was a shit
receivers
pick.
on the team.
Yeah.
Okay. We need a punt returner. So if he could just, even if he could just do that.
What'd they get him in the
solid pick.
a third?
Fourth round.
Fourth
Round.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Could add Nick Nash, but you know.
Could have had Nick Nash, but clearly nobody wanted him. Him and Shador must have been on the same page.
He's a Falcon now.
Yeah, I know. The next Julio. Kind of unfortunate.
Michael Penis to Nash. How about it?
Dude, that's going to feed families. Families.
Yeah, Mikhail, I did not like that tweet, but I do agree with you. The Giants had a solid draft. Scatterbo. I can already tell that guy's going to be a baller. He might not be, Adrian Peterson, but I'm not excited to face him in his first couple of years when he's got fresh legs.
The Giants just drafted a bunch of just straight crash outs.
I mean,
it's just going to be hectic. Which, I mean, that's
their D line is going to be good. Their D line is going to be good. I'm a little bit worried about that, but we beefed up our O line too. But the Giants D line is going to be no slouch. We got Flyer Faithful coming in hot. Ben Rice, Wyatt Langford, Austin Riley home runs tonight. Sure, Flyer Faithful. Sure. Would love a Ben Rice nuke. Would love a Wyatt Langford nuke too. Help out with some runs. Rangers ML. Sure. Okay. Daniels with a sophomore slump, Jeff Matthews says in the YouTube. Bless your heart, Jeff. Oh, bless it. Because you don't know ball.
I don't know.
Now, I'm genuinely concerned about that, obviously, as a contrarian, and a guy who likes to fade shit that doesn't make sense. I'm obviously concerned about that, but I also think he might be a little different, like a couple of the other goats we've seen in recent years.
Yeah, I mean, a little of it's him, but it's also, I mean, I'm equally, maybe more so worried about Cliff.
Yeah,
he's basically in his sophomore slump, not in terms of like his first year overall, but first year with the offense working as well as it did. Seeing him not be able to adjust incredibly well when other teams do the same to him, so I'm a little worried.
Yep. I know it was not a revenge tour last year for Cliff, but it was a legacy season, and he was out to prove something. Right?
He was.
Let's hope he doesn't get fat, happy, and complacent.
I wonder where his head's at. If he's like actually trying to get a head coaching job again.
Who knows? Maybe that's a good thing. If he is, maybe he'll work his butt off again this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was him, I would do like the Ben Johnson route, like really try and win one, and then hope an opportunity is there for him.
Yeah,
just with Ben Johnson, at least
for like 3 years trying to chase that bowl. and then Cliff ended it for him last year.
Just with Cliff, they've already seen what he can,
Right.
or I mean, more so cannot do.
But he obviously has a better chance of winning a bowl in DC than he does, I don't know, wherever he would go.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like watching him at 85. I think it's fun.
yeah,
We got Geek Goot lurking in the chat. Sure, he can. Skeens in a
sure.
sophomore slump. Yes, he is. Geek Goot. Yes, he is. Very sharp. Very sharp.
I would love to say that to piss off Rav, but he's really not. That's the thing.
Had a great outing against the Dodgers the other day. He's just not getting his Ks.
I'll say this as the Ks are not there, but it's because he's a smarter pitcher. I think he's a better pitcher right now than he was last year.
Wow.
People just don't realize that because they think better pitcher equates to having 15 strikeouts a game.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see where his stats end up at the end of the season, but if he pitches like he did against the Dodgers every game, he'll be okay. And yeah, I think he had 8 or 9 Ks against the Dodgers.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
so
9.
Yeah, also,
might be starting to figure that out. Yep.
your Joe Ryan Cy Young tickets in now because he's about to go demon mode.
Might be too late.
I don't know if you saw him on the mound yesterday, but
Oh
demon mode.
yeah, I had a first 5 ML ticket, Goots. I didn't blink for 5 innings.
Demon mode.
Hey,
Great
while
start.
we're speaking of guys who are in demon mode, how about Brandon Fott? Goated.
Yeah.
Kind of worked around some trouble yesterday, but still only gave up like 2 runs. He's got a 2.8 ERA. He's dealing.
Wow.
He's honestly been the best pitcher in the rotation.
You probably all know this, but last year his ERA was ballooned because all the relievers that came in would always give up his runs.
Dude, every time. And that's still kind of the story with every D-backs pitcher right now because their bullpen's been garbage for the past week. But he's been doing enough to make it not matter.
Good. So if you don't mind, why don't we pull up some Pickett Pro action and look at some of these MLB games tonight, this afternoon. Make sure we got all of our bases covered here. There are some other plays that I did want to bring up here that we did not talk about or address during these sharp reports. Guys, if you're missing out on these straight bets or prize pick squares, we talked about our favorite plays in squares during the sharp report. Those plays and squares are going across the bottom ticker, that orange ticker scrolling across the bottom. Those are our favorite plays. Okay, so check them out. If you want to know what our PODs are, there they are. Okay. Jovan, you got the Mets, you got the Nats, you got a total at 9.5. Shit, I'm even seeing some 10s aloof in DC today. After Trevor Williams' last 2 starts and how good he pitched in those last 2 starts, this total looks pretty high to me. How good Griffin Canning's been so far this season. That total looks a little high to me. Now, I hate to bring up, the series again because it hurt us on Friday, but got our lick back at least last night with that over. I think we get another over here again. I love the over in this game. It was honorable mention for making my sharp report plays. I think they soar over this total, and I think we get 10 runs pretty early in this game. And the Nats bullpen cannot keep getting away with it. They did last night. I don't think they can keep getting away with it. I think today their bullpen probably looks like the fucking Mets bullpen yesterday, giving up runs left and right. A pissed off Mets team showing up in a town. Juan Soto playing like shit. They've lost 2 of the first 3 games of this series. You don't think the Mets are showing up today? Come on.
Yeah.
And the Nats bats show up every goddamn game against a righty, so they're showing up today too.
They do sometimes, but against
Of late.
I guess of late they've been a lot better. But yeah, I'm with you. I like runs in this game, and same thing we were talking about the Rangers. I mean, after that just abysmal collapse by the Nats or by the Mets yesterday in that series, what was it, 7-1? It's hard not to think they bounce back, and I guess the steam kind of agrees with how much they're getting in the last couple hours here. So I think your Nats might fall in even the series, I guess, end this on a 2-2.
Yep. Playing with house money right now, Jovan. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. At worst, we tie the series, and we have a chance to hand the Mets their 10th loss of the season, the best record in baseball, and win the series 3-1. And my God, it would bring a smile to my fucking face if they do. Am I expecting it? No. Trevor Williams is pitching today. We're going to need all the fucking help we can get. But luckily, some of Canning squares up there don't look too favorable for him. And the Nats bats have been cooking. And this series means a lot for them too. If they haven't shown that with the effort, the heart we've gotten and seen out of them coming back in these games, clawing back in when 9 out of 10 teams, cough, cough, the Orioles would give up at that point. I don't know what else I got to do. This
Yeah.
series means a lot for the Nats, not just Juan Soto. If that's not clear, watch the games, right? They're not just going to give up because they've already, won 2 out of 3 here. But I would not be shocked if Mr. Soto shows up for the first time this season. He's cost his team wins. He's dropped pop-ups. There were ruled triples that cost his team wins. He has just not been good. Maybe today, last game of the series, when people are off the Soto train, maybe today's the day he hits a nuke off of Trevor. Talk about a great matchup. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. One of these lefties got to do it against Trevor, whether it's him, whether it's Lindor, or even like some of the other guys like Nemo or McNeil, one of the guys. I guess you're probably, in my head, you're probably going to get one of the goats and one of the bottom guys to go yard off of Trevor. Or at least have a big hit.
I think Soto's hitting a nuke today. I do.
I'd so get down with that. He hasn't really had his, I guess he has had his moment in DC in this series, and it was a bad one on the triple on the wall. Yeah. Maybe he has his good one now before he leaves.
Yeah. 100%. Could it be maybe Jesse Winker, who was talking shit to Keibert Ruiz the other day? That guy he likes running his mouth.
Yeah.
Jesse Winker. He shit talks everybody.
He does.
And no, I have not slurped Dylan Cruz yet, but he's him. LMNG, Stojakovic to Illinois. Good call, Goots. He sniffed that one out like a month ago. Great call there, Goots. And W. Trendy. Oh, that was Jovan?
Yeah, I mean, could see that one. Could see that one coming, man.
As always, that was Jovan.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Most Illinois pickup vault.
When in the portal, he put in the chats, it smells like Illinois. They love the Euros.
They
love
do.
The Euros.
Campaign.
He was already supposed to go there before he was going to Cal, and then it randomly fell apart, and he went to Cal for God knows what reason. And then, what do you know? We're right back here a year after.
Hey, the Hokies got a Euro guy.
Do they?
They got a 7-foot German center.
Could be huge for their potential NIT bid.
Dudes, you might have to pull up this picture, bro. Goots, do me a favor. If you could try to work on this, maybe get this ready, show the people. We'll talk about this kid in a moment. That picture is fucking all time. For now, I want to ask Jovan some important stuff here. Any other games on the MLB slate today? Oh, by the way, the over in the Nats and Mets game, for the love of God. Over in the Nats and Mets game is being played. Over 10, over 9.5. I don't give a hoot. Afternoon mini unofficial squad rides for responsible units. The over in the Nats and Mets game today. Has to be.
Sure.
Has to be. Hokies are so bad at basketball, Chote. Oh my God. So bad. So bad. Jovan, how did Bill Belichick meet his girlfriend? Do you know?
I guess we'll never know.
Wonder why that'd be info that they wouldn't want people to know.
Yeah.
I can think of a couple ideas. Huh. Yeah, that might be some of the weirdest stuff ever. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that off to the side with the Orioles.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even brought it up. Goots, you got to get his face in the picture. I know you're working on it. Yep. There it is. I'm gonna have a tough time keeping a straight face for this one.
Bro.
All right, Goots. Not Goots. Jovan, any other MLB plays on the diamond that you have to let the people know about here before we move?
No other ones that I'm kind of dying after. I know it seems like everybody likes the Astros today. I don't know that I'm quite there, but I guess wanted to bring it up really quickly because I'd seen it a lot in chat. I'm just not a Renaud Blanco guy, especially when he struggles against lefties, and the only hitters of substance not named Torque in the Tigers lineup are very obviously lefties. So I think he could have a good start, but I don't know if I trust the Astros offense against Flaherty enough to where I'm like super excited about it. But I know you brought that up too. That's just, I don't really have too much else.
I appreciate you bringing that game up again, W's, because chat, they asked a million questions about it. I lean the Astros, but I got scared off. I almost put in the Sharp report initially, and then I took a step back and I looked at it, and we were talking through it a little bit too. But Blanco is coming off a decent outing, so you got that going for him. But he's also a guy that was one of the best pitchers in baseball for the first half of the season last year, threw a no-hitter last year, and then completely fell off a cliff. So I don't know how I feel about Blanco, and it's still the Astros at home, right? It's kind of like the Orioles still getting line respect at times, although even more so for the Astros at home here. They've just been such a wagon there. over the years where they get some line respect. And I'm not going to overthink or overlook or look into too much Blanco at -120 here. The guy threw a no-hitter a year ago. He might have a 5 ERA this year, Jovan, but he's coming off a great outing, showing that he's on the right track. I don't think the line's as weird as it looks. I think it could be fake sharp potentials, and I'm going to stay off. I lean that way still, but I'm going to stay off like I did with all these plays I think potentially could be fake sharp. So, Chad, I appreciate you guys bringing it up. It does look sharp, but I think it could be a fraud sharp play. I really do. All right. Another game to address really quick here. The total dropping in Atlanta and Colorado. The hell's going on with that? Total dropping from 10.5 to 10 involving Elder and Feltner. Maybe Feltner's decent. We know Elder's not. Is it as square as going the Rockies ML here?
I don't know. I definitely can never get against or get with Bryce Elder with him pitching in Coors. I guess the total dropping is probably because the weather is like the opposite as it was, I guess, the whole weekend. I guess instead of the wind going out like he had pretty much the entire Red Series, is not coming in. So that probably has something to do with it. But I'm like sneakily a Ryan Feltner guy. I mean, in my head, he's the most trustworthy arm in that rotation, which after the last couple of years is probably pretty crazy. But after you've seen him this year, I think there's a noticeable change there. So like he's going against the Braves, who I don't really trust. I know some of the guys in the lineup are starting to see the ball better and get hot, but I definitely have my concerns. And I guess the line, you'll see the Rockies get, I guess, line moves often when they're around this price as a dog at home first series in Coors. So it's not crazy, but after what they've done, I don't know, past couple of games, especially last game yesterday against the Reds, barely having any bit of an offensive pulse. They're getting no hit for like 5 innings against Lodolo. It's a little surprising, I guess, to see them this short. But for Bryce Elder, anybody but Bryce Elder, I'd be a lot more surprised. I'll say that.
Yep. I also like the Guardians on the ML today against the Red Hot Twins. They put up a nasty Bailey O'Bear square, 2.5 earned run square that looked kind of weird to me, very red. But the under is a little juicy on the books, and now they don't even have a normal square up there, which is kind of weird. So I want to look more into that, but I do lean the Guardians on the ML.
I do have a weird feeling that Gavin Williams has a pretty rat shit start, to be honest with you.
Maybe it's just that over then. The total's moving up.
Yeah, I'm not super willing to go to the grave with the Twins bats because they're just god awful. But like some of the guys are starting to heat up, and I think it's not the best matchup for Gavin Williams either. He was kind of working his way out of trouble against the Yankees. Got allowed a bunch of base runners and kind of struck himself out. Kind of getting out of trouble time and time again. Feels like the Twins might have a couple more big blasts in store for him today. Maybe he doesn't get out of it, but the Twins are rat shit, so perfectly fine leaving them off to the side.
Okay. Why don't we hop in, craft up a little squad ride action for tonight, Gootsy, if you don't mind. Go ahead and run that shit. Try to see that train. All right, Jovan, we got a couple plays in the same games here, my man. So we got to decipher what we want to do with some of these plays. And we also have that Nats over, but it starts up in 2 hours, which kind of sucks. So a lot of factors today, right? But still, no excuses. Got to lock in and hit a play here. What is your favorite straight bet today on the board?
It honestly might be the Yankees team total.
Wow. That's fucking nuts.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah. Well, no, it actually makes the most sense on paper. In my brain, though, it's nuts because it's the squarest one of your plays, I guess. You're fading the O's again, kind of.
I guess. I have a
dude, if it's your favorite fucking play today, we're putting it in there.
I have a hard on for finding I don't know, about all the pitchers that have been really, really good for a handful of starts and finally picking out the one, hopefully, that they turn to dog shit. So, I mean, for Sagano, this happens to be what I think is the one, which always sticks in my brain.
Okay.
And yes, we do get all 9 innings, Richie, which is huge.
Yeah. Let's put that in there. Favorite play today. Put the Yankees team total in that puppy.
I would have zero problem deferring to you on Patty C, to be honest with you. feel like you just gotta give you those.
I think we just go over.
Really?
I do.
No way your plums are telling you no Patty CML. I'm shocked.
I'd love to just put Patty CML in here, but at the end of the day, I know that if we put that in and it wins, it'll be Patty C's first blow-up start of the fucking year, and the over will be free as ma. So let's just put the over in because they're both going to hit, and it's not going to matter.
Well,
And
I'm
instead of
down for that.
instead of trying to be Albert Einstein's up here and look like the smartest guy in the room, let's just hit a bet and take the over.
Sure.
You in for that?
Yeah. And I'm guessing by that your favorite play is probably the Reds.
Yeah, I love the Reds on the
Awesome,
ML today.
man. Always down to ride some Tonsils ML.
Okay. I'm going to put 9.5 for the over in the A's and the Rangers because that's what I'm seeing more of right now. I know that's horrendous vibes after Friday, but I do feel like it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
So we're going to do that. And if we do that every time, we do the right thing every time, we're going to get rewarded. So we'll put that in there. We'll put the Reds in there on the ML, and we'll fire up a poll for 2 minutes with these 3 plays. W. Goots, you're him. W. Trent, and the Surge stream starting up right after this as well. Goat it. So excited to watch the fucking Surge stream and see what Trent is crafting up and hear all your guys' sell jobs. All right, get them ready, get them primed up. That includes you as well, Prime, in the chat. Get those plays ready.
I wonder what
I need to hear a Prime Rangers ML sell job on the stream today. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. Right?
Minus $1 million. He gives Rangers Stars ML parlay.
Sure. Yeah, it already hit.
Have my
as soon as you place the bet, it already hits.
Yep, have my rent on that bet being pitched, or at least both of them being pitched.
Jack, get those votes in. Hurry up. Go, go, go. You got 1 minute. Get involved. 3 plays, 3 winners. You got the Yankees team total over 4.5. The Athletics and the Rangers over 9.5. And the Reds on the ML. 3 plays, 3 winners. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get involved. Okay. 3 plays, 3 winners. Hurry up, go, go, go. Lock in. We got by God in the chat. He says, by God, by God. Let's have a damn day, baby. Let's finally hit something tonight, by God. Y'all damn legends. By God, you're a legend, by God. Appreciate you coming in here, my man. Bringing the great vibes, by God. Good luck out there today.
Yeah, Krabs, we might have to root for Judge Day, unfortunately.
If it hits, it hits. I don't give a hoot. Speaking of hits, Aaron Judge. Getting too many hits, not enough home runs of late.
He did just hit one yesterday, I think.
I know, he hit one this weekend. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally. I was waiting for one. For 2 weeks? 2 weeks, Jovan, this guy didn't hit a home run. What a joke. Couldn't elevate the baseball. Hit one, though, this weekend. Sure he can. Jack, get those votes in. You got 5 seconds left. Hurry up. Go, go, go. It's looking like it's going to be Aaron Judge. And those Yankees, sorry, Goots.
I'm going to say one thing. I already can see it now because Shigana gives up a lot of contact. There's going to be an error that's going to go up on Jovan's page and say LMAO, X player. I can already see it now. Just saying.
Okay. Appreciate you getting out ahead of that one, Goots. Sure you can.
I mean,
WBTL today? I think I just saw it too. Well, shit. Yep. Chat, W's. We'll go and close it down. You guys are geeking me today. Keep those same vibes. Keep the energy up for Surge stream starting up right now. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place.